unable to speak sentences, unable to frame and structure proper and right kind of sentences. This is the dilemma of every English learner who is struggling to learn this foreign language. We have to figure out, we have to detect where lies the problem, because until and unless we figure out where lies the problem, we will not be in the position to find out the solutions, because solutions are always hidden in the problems. So first of all, we will discuss where are the problem, then we will discuss, and then we will have 5 solutions for this problem. So what is the problem? Where lies the problem? Where is the mistake? The mistake lies in the foundation of our educational system. We have to find out, and we have to look in deep into the educational structure, the educational mechanism, how it works in our schools or at our college level, how English is being taught. We have to deeply observe this fact. In our educational system, in our schools, English is being taught through our textbook, right? Our textbook. And in our textbook, there is a key book, there is a helping book, there is a grammar book. And how English is being taught? First of all, the lesson is portioned. The lesson is divided into words meaning. The words are of English word, and then it is being translated into meanings into the native language. The second part is that the whole lesson is divided into different kind of paragraphs. Now these paragraphs are translated not into easy English language but into native language. After that, there is the portion, or there is a part of grammar. Now questions are given, and answers usually the teacher writes down on the whiteboard, and students are supposed to write its answers as it is written by the teacher on their notebooks. Then they are supposed to cram all these answers. Another part is of grammar, but these grammar portions, these exercises are crammed by the students. Teacher will solve these grammar exercises. There is no drill, there is no practice. This is how the students learn English language in their schools. And all the trainers, they agree on this point that translation from in English to their native language is poison. We have to stop this phenomena if we want to be fluent in English. But do you think that how it can be prevented, how it can be stopped when it is being taught at the very initial level, at the foundation, at the basic level, where you are taught English language from this translational process, how can you stop this fact? You have to understand this reality. All the questions and answers you are supposed to cram, all the words and meanings you are supposed to cram. Now, another thing is that what you usually do is that there is some drill of writing which you have crammed, and it is supposed to be the criteria or the measurement of your intelligence, that how intelligent you are. Now the next thing is that what you are listening the translation, you are listening the explanation of all the English lesson in your mother tongue. Now what you are training your listening skills? You are training your listening skills in your mother tongue. How can you understand the native English speakers when you are accomplished, when you are habitual of listening your mother tongue? Now another thing which is missing in our educational system and which is very crucial if you want to be successful, we don't realize this reality when we are in our educational systems, when we are in our schools, that speaking is zero. English speaking is zero. What you are listening your mother tongue. What you are understanding through the medium of your mother tongue. And speaking is not present at all in all educational systems, sorry to say. So when we step out in our practical life, when we step out to find a job, we abruptly, like we have suddenly woke up from our slumber means deep sleep, and we realize that speaking is the most important and crucial part. Now how can we develop it within short span of time? Our educational system, our educational tenure depends and expands into 13 to 14 years. Through these 13 to 14 years, we haven't developed the ability of speaking. How can you expect that within so short span of time you can develop this habit? And again, so what should we do? We have to formulate a formula. We have to devise some radical, some revolutionary step to come out of this dilemma, to come out of this puzzle, to be fluent in English. So the very first thing is that you need to be practical. You need to do your practice on daily basis. There should be no gap of even a single day. There should be no holiday. You have to practice of your speaking, even the small sentences. I am not suggesting you have to learn and you have to practice the long and complicated list of sentences, not at all. Practice makes a man perfect. If you can give only the 10 minutes, but these 10 minutes should be of regular basis. You should do these 10 minutes to speak in English, so that your mouth muscles can be habitual, so that your brain can be trained to think in English, so that there can be a strong and visual pattern of thinking in English and then articulating it through your mouth in the form of English sentences. At initial level, you should try the simple sentences. So you should have to do rigorous practice. Rigorous practice means a lot of practice should be done so that you can speak in English fluently. Number 2 step is that speaking a lot. Speak to yourself, because you are the best person, you are the best partner of yourself. You don't need any kind of partner. Initially, you don't need. Why you don't need? Because at initial level, you are developing this habit of speaking. You will stumble, you will hesitate, you will stuck, you will not get any kind of right kind of words. So if you are at your initial level, you are talking to your partner, you will stuck, you will stumble, you will hesitate, he will mock at you, he will laugh at you, and you will feel embarrassment inside your heart. So to avoid this embarrassment, to avoid this kind of situation, you have to drill by yourself in front of the mirror. Before stepping out, before having a proper conversation with anyone, even with your friend, you need to do your practice. So have your practice, only then you will be able to have a successful dialogue, have a successful conversation. Only then you will be in the position to start the conversation, to maintain a healthy conversation with anyone. So the very first thing you have to do is speak by yourself. Dialogue, have a dialogue with yourself, have a discussion with yourself, be a partner of yourself. Don't seek any kind of partner at your initial state. It's my recommendation, it's my suggestion, it's my advice to my all English learners. Number 3, you have to learn the basics of grammar. Like delicious cooking cannot be done without spices. So grammar is just like a spice for your English. It will embellish your English, it will beautify your English. But I will not recommend you to go deep down into the grammar. I have already made a video in which I have suggested 3 sentences which give you the guarantee to speak in English, because 85% of spoken English is made of only three sentences, only three tenses. You have to understand the sentence structure, you have to understand how the tenses are formed, and you have to practice it in your practice session. You have to practice it when you are speaking to yourself. For example, the present tense. If we talk about the present tense largely speaks about your daily habits, your daily routine. So you have to understand how present indefinite tense is structured. First there is subject, the action doer who performs the action. Then there is the basic form, there is V1, there is the first form of the tense. Again there is object. Now you have to understand that this structure, if you are following this structure, by following this structure you have to formulate, you have to structure different kind of sentences to your, according to your routine, according to your daily habit. For example, usually I get up early in the morning. After getting up early in the morning, I offer my prayer. After offering my prayer, I get breakfast ready. After getting ready my breakfast, I usually make my kids prepared for school. After sending my children's schools, I do my household chores. After doing the household chores, I usually upload a video on my YouTube channel to help my English learners. In this way, you can do your daily routine in the form of, and by utilizing the present indefinite tense. Now again, the past indefinite tense. The past indefinite tense largely accomplishes the incidents which you have done. If you want to tell the story of the past, if you want to tell the incident of the past, you usually get the help of past indefinite tense. In past indefinite tense, there is always the V2 form. The second form of the verb is used. First the subject, then the V2 form, the second form of the tense, and then there is object. Now with this structure you have to understand, you have to elaborate, you have to narrate the incident which has happened in the past. And if you want to describe something which will happen in the future, your future plans, all the possibilities, I will go for shopping, I will do this, I will do that. Now you have to understand the structure of future indefinite tense. These three tenses usually accomplishes the whole of 85% of spoken English. And if you want to understand the whole mechanism of these three tenses, watch this video entitled 85% of spoken English by three tenses of Gul Knowledge Hub. Now number 4 point is even more important. At your initial level, what you have to do, you have to write down what you want to speak. Why it is important? It is so important, guys. It is so important, my English learners, my dear English viewers. Why it is important? Because when you write it down, when you pen down all your thoughts, all your suggestions from your mind onto your notebook, what you are doing, you are making grammar mistakes correct. What you are doing, you are giving symmetry. What you are giving a structure to your sentence structures. It will give flow to your thoughts, and you will not stumble, you will not get stuck, you will not hesitate. There will be a natural flow of thoughts from your brain to your mouth. And when you will be able to do this, all your fears will vanish. Because fear is just like a monster. You don't have to be afraid of this fear. You have to drill, you have to practice, you have to pen down your thoughts on the notebook. Only then you will be able to erase all kinds of so-called fears related to English language. Now the next step is that you have to watch the English movies. Now I have discussed this in so many of my videos. What is the style of watching the videos? First you have to turn on the subtitles. Again you have to turn off the subtitles, and in this way you are not only watching the English content, you are listening the English content, which was missing in our educational system. Now you are providing an English environment, the true English environment to your eyes, a true English environment to your ears, a true English environment to your brain. So if you are following the shadowing technique, if you are repeating after the native English learners, in this way you are really creating a natural, a true English environment around you. Because the English environment which was created in your schools, in your education systems, it was not an education, it was not a English environment, is what it was, a semi English environment. How it was semi English environment? Because all the explanation, all the understanding, all the questions and answers, all the grammar rules were taught to you in your mother tongue, not in English language. You were not accustomed to listening of English, you are not accustomed to speaking of English. So how can you expect that abruptly you will suddenly woke up from your slumber, from your deep sleep, you will step out of your house and you will get into your interview and you will start speaking in English? Some miracle will happen. And last and the most important point is that don't look for the Messiah, don't look for the Savior, don't look for the miracles, because we as human beings, and it has become a chronic disease. I will call this a chronic disease of our society, that we do not do any kind of thing, we do not do any kind of actions, but we are just expecting we will become this, we will do this, something will happen this way, our life will be changed, but we are not really taking the steps. When you are not taking the steps, how can you do and how can you expect that some miracle will happen to your life? Miracles always happen, expectations are always fulfilled when you do something. When you are just sitting by putting one hand on the other and you are still silent and you are sitting idly like this, how can you expect that all your dreams will come true? No dream will come true, no expectation will be fulfilled until and unless you are sincere with yourself. The dilemma is that we are not sincere with ourselves, we are not dedicated with ourselves, we are not disciplined, we are not taking any kind of practical steps, we are just visualizing, we are just daydreaming. Come out of this. Come out of this. Be realistic, be practical if you want to achieve something. If there were mistakes in our educational system, we have to eradicate this by our own selves. We have to do a lot of practice by our speaking skills. We have to write down, we have to pen down all the thoughts to give symmetry, to give us proper foundation to our thoughts, to give our natural flow to our thoughts. If you follow these steps, I hope that you will not stumble, because English is just like a deep ocean. And don't think that one drop by every day you will not get anything. By combining the drops, a river is formulated. A river comes out of drops. So give your effort, however small it is, but do it, because expectations always come true when you are dedicated with yourself, when you are doing your level best, when you are fulfilling your dreams. With this positive note, be realistic, fulfill your dreams, and for fulfilling your expectation you have to do your hard work. Hard work is key to success, consistency is key to success. If you are not regular, if you are not consistent, don't dream that I will be fluent in English. You have to be dedicated, you have to be consistent, so that you will be a confident English speaker in near future in 2024. With this positive note, we end this video. So till the next video, stay happy, stay blessed. Thank you so much.